Have you noticed how, over the years, even simple tasks like getting out of bed, holding grocery bags, or climbing a step seem to demand more from your body? If so, you're not alone. After the age of 60, muscle loss advances like a silent thief, and we're not just talking about aesthetics. Studies show that after age 50, we lose up to 1% of our muscle mass per year, and that number can double if we don't take action. The problem: less muscle means more falls, more fractures, more pain, and less independence. But what if I told you there's a way to rebuild your muscles while you sleep? Yes, while your body rests, it can also regenerate, as long as you provide the right nutrients at the right time. And the good news is that it all starts with something simple you put on your plate before going to bed. In this video, you're going to discover the 5 most powerful foods that activate muscle regeneration during sleep to 100% naturally. And I'm not talking about random foods. These are scientifically backed ingredients, chosen by longevity experts for those who want to age with strength, mobility, and independence. We'll talk about combinations that enhance amino acid absorption, about a hidden ingredient that protects your muscles from sarcopenia, and even about a creamy spoonful you may already have in your kitchen, and that could change everything if consumed the right way. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because only those who truly pursue health understand that knowledge like this doesn't come around every day. And let me know in the comments where you're watching from, just so I know you're part of the group that doesn't accept aging as a sentence, but as an opportunity for growth. Now that you know what's at stake, let's begin. Because food number 1 might seem common, but when used at night, it acts like invisible muscle cement. 1. Plain Greek yogurt, the invisible base of nighttime muscle regeneration. While many people think that gaining muscle mass requires hours at the gym or expensive supplements, the truth is that muscle starts being built on your plate and strengthens during sleep. And few foods contribute as much to that nighttime process as plain Greek yogurt. But pay attention. We're not talking about just any yogurt. The right type, in the right amount, and at the right time can turn your nighttime routine into a true ritual of muscle reconstruction. Let's understand why. Plain Greek yogurt is one of the richest sources of casein, a slow-digesting protein. This means that by consuming it before bed, you're providing your body with a steady, sustained flow of amino acids throughout the night, exactly what it needs to repair micromuscle tears and build new fibers. Even while you sleep, it's like supplying a construction site before the workers arrive. By the time the sun comes up, the job is already underway. Additionally, this food is naturally rich in leucine, an essential amino acid known as the trigger for protein synthesis. This is especially important after the age of 60, when the body demands more stimulus to achieve the same results. But here's the catch. Not all yogurt has this power. The sweetened, flavored, or artificially fruit-filled ones lose much of their nutritional value and can even cause unnecessary insulin spikes, sabotaging both sleep quality and regeneration. The ideal choice is full-fat, unsweetened Greek yogurt with at least 15 grams of protein per serving. That's important because many products on the market sell the idea of being fitness, but deliver little real value for those who truly need muscle support. A good tip to boost the effect is to add a spoonful of chia or flax seeds. They not only provide fiber, but also healthy fats that modulate protein release throughout the night. But here's a powerful insight. Studies conducted with seniors over the age of 65 showed that ingesting 40 grams of casein before sleep increased the rate of nighttime protein synthesis by up to 22%, compared to those who went to bed on an empty stomach or had carb-heavy meals. In other words, what you eat before bed completely changes how your body repairs itself and protects against muscle loss. Another point that deserves attention is the relationship between gut microbiota and nutrient absorption. Many older adults experience decreased stomach acidity and intestinal dysbiosis, which drastically reduces their ability to absorb amino acids, even if they're eating correctly. In this case, consuming a fermented food like Greek yogurt also provides beneficial probiotics that support digestive health and prepare the gut to better absorb nutrients from meals the next day. In short, take care of yourself today and reap the benefits tomorrow. And here's my personal suggestion. As a specialist, if you have trouble sleeping after eating, or if you suffer from reflux, try consuming the yogurt with a pinch of cinnamon and a few drops of lemon. It helps to alkalize the stomach and improves digestion. Just avoid it if you have lactose intolerance, a milk protein allergy, or suffer from persistent inflammatory acne in these cases. Alternatives like plant-based yogurt fortified with pea or soy protein can work well, as long as they don't contain chemical additives. Did you already know about yogurt's role in muscle building? Have you ever tried consuming it before bed? Tell me in the comments how your experience was. I read everything and reply whenever I can. Now, if you think yogurt is powerful, wait until you discover the next food. It comes from nature, tastes like childhood, and can speed up not only muscle growth but also joint recovery. And that can completely change how you feel when you wake up. 2. Boiled pasture-raised eggs. A complete, simple, and forgotten muscle builder. If there's a food that carries all the bricks needed to rebuild your muscles, it's the egg. But we're not talking about just any egg. What really makes a difference for your body after 60 is the pasture-raised egg, boiled the right way and consumed at the right time. And I'm going to show you why it's one of the most complete and most overlooked foods when it comes to muscle strengthening at night. Pasture-raised eggs contain extremely high-quality protein with all essential amino acids in the ideal proportions for muscle synthesis. But it goes beyond that. They're also rich in choline, which plays a role in muscle contraction and the communication between your muscles and your brain. And this is especially important in older age when the neuromuscular connection starts to fail, leading to loss of strength, instability, and the silent risk of falls. And we can't ignore the role of vitamin D found in the yolk. Many older adults believe that a few minutes in the sun is enough, but after 60, the skin loses part of its ability to convert sun exposure into active vitamin D, which means that even with sun exposure, the body can remain deficient. Without vitamin D, muscles literally don't respond to stimuli the way they should. The method of preparation also matters. Forget fried eggs. The oxidized fat from the pan sabotages the benefits. The ideal way is to boil the egg for no more than 8 minutes, so the yolk is firm but not dried out, preserving all the nutrients. Ny at night. Because the amino acids released during digestion serve as raw material for repairing the microdamage that occurs throughout the day, even with simple activities like walking or climbing stairs. But if you're the type who thinks, oh, eggs at night feel heavy, don't worry. Boiled eggs are easier to digest than fried or scrambled eggs cooked with fat. And there's a simple trick that can help even more. A pinch of turmeric and black pepper on top. This improves nutrient absorption, reduces inflammation, and also supports liver health, which is the master regulator of protein synthesis. Now, let's talk quantity. For a healthy senior, eating 2 boiled eggs before bed, about 1.5 hours after dinner, provides the ideal protein intake without overloading the digestive system. But pay attention, if you have a history of gallstones, unregulated cholesterol, or kidney problem, talk to your doctor to adjust the ideal amount. Another common mistake is thinking that only the egg white matters. Myth. The yolk is where the micronutrients are that turn protein into real action in your body. Separating the white from the yolk might be valid in restrictive diets, but for those aiming for strength, balance, and muscle endurance, the ideal is to consume the whole egg. And now comes the part few people consider. The origin of the egg. Pasture-raised eggs, those with darker, richer yolks, tend to contain up to 20% more antioxidant micronutrients than conventional eggs. This happens because the hens are raised freely with access to natural food, which directly reflects in the quality of what you're putting into your body. Investing in quality eggs isn't a luxury, it's a longevity strategy. Have you ever thought about swapping that processed nighttime snack for 2 simple boiled eggs with a touch of natural seasoning? It might seem small, but over weeks and months, this habit can transform your strength, your energy, and even your mood when you wake up. And if you liked this second food, wait for the next one. It's not only nutritious, it activates a hormone that directly stimulates muscle growth and reduces joint pain. And the best part, it's a fruit that's affordable, tasty, and you probably already have it at home. You're just not using it at the right time. 3. Ripe silver banana. The natural trigger for nighttime anabolism, the ripe silver banana, might seem too ordinary to be on this list. But the truth is, this fruit hides a powerful metabolic secret, especially for those over 60 years old. When consumed at the right time, with the right pairings, it acts as a biochemical trigger to release essential hormones for muscle building and deep cellular recovery during sleep. And it all comes down to tryptophan. The silver banana is one of the best natural sources of this substance, an amino acid that's the precursor to serotonin, which is then converted into melatonin. In the brain, you probably already know that melatonin regulates sleep. But what few people know is that it also regulates the release of growth hormone GH during the night. And why does that matter? Because GH is one of the body's main anabolic hormones, responsible for regenerating muscles, bones, cartilage, tissues, and even the immune system. In other words, if you don't produce melatonin properly, your body doesn't efficiently release GH. And what blocks melatonin production? Artificial light, stress, excess nighttime stimulation, and the absence of key nutrients like tryptophan, that's where the silver banana comes in. By consuming this fruit before bed, especially when it's ripe with the peel beginning to show black spots, you naturally activate this hormonal cycle that regenerates your body from the inside. But there's more. Bananas are also rich in potassium and magnesium, two essential minerals for muscle function. They act directly on muscle contraction and relaxation, preventing cramps and stiffness in the morning. These minerals also help lower blood pressure, improve circulation, and balance heart rhythm, which is especially important for those who take medications that cause potassium loss, like diuretics, and yet some people still fear eating bananas at night because of the sugar. But pay attention, the glycemic index of ripe silver banana is moderate. And when combined with a light protein or healthy fat, such as Greek yogurt or a spoonful of almond butter, it creates a stable energy release profile, without spikes or crashes in glucose. This keeps your body nourished during sleep, without promoting weight gain. On the contrary, it can even help regulate your metabolism and reduce food cravings the next day. Want a practical tip? Make a small night bowl with 1 sliced ripe silver banana, 2 tablespoons of unsweetened Greek yogurt, a pinch of cinnamon, anti-inflammatory and blood sugar lowering, 1 teaspoon of pumpkin seeds, rich in zinc, which also supports protein synthesis, closing parenthesis. This small nighttime ritual may be enough to improve your sleep quality, your muscle recovery, and even your energy throughout the day. But watch out for contraindications. If you have fructose intolerance, suffer from irritable bowel syndrome, or follow a very strict ketogenic diet, the banana might need to be replaced by other tryptophan sources with a lower glycemic load, like avocado. Now, let me ask you something. Do you feel more tired when you wake up than when you went to sleep? Or do you struggle to fall asleep even when you're exhausted? This could be directly related to a lack of regulatory nutrients like those found in silver banana. Tell me in the comments if this happens to you. I really want to know, because maybe this simple fruit is the missing key in your routine. And the next food on the list is even more surprising. It comes from a vegetable used for centuries, but only recently has science discovered that it activates specific genes that support muscle preservation and fat burning at the same time. And the best part, it can be used either at dinner or as part of a warm drink before bed. But for cooked spinach, the green activator of muscle strength and longevity, if you still think spinach is just a light, leafy garnish, it's time to rethink everything. This vegetable, when prepared and consumed the right way, acts as a true biostimulant for aging muscles, helping not only to preserve strength, but also to reactivate essential metabolic functions that the body gradually loses over the years. And the most impressive part, it does all this while you sleep. Spinach is extremely rich in natural nitrates, substances the body converts into nitric oxide. And why is that so important? Because nitric oxide improves blood vessel dilation, which means more oxygen and nutrients reach the muscles. This facilitates recovery, cellular regeneration, and even the production of mitochondria, the little power plants that energize every cell in your body. But that's not all. Spinach is also an incredible source of magnesium, potassium, calcium, and vitamin K1, all of which directly support muscle contraction, bone strengthening, and the reduction of chronic inflammation processes that over time destroy muscle fibers and accelerate sarcopenia. In other words, including spinach in your evening meal could be one of the smartest decisions for anyone who wants to age with strength, agility, and independence. Science has already proven this. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition showed that seniors who consumed nitrate vegetables daily, especially at night, had a significant increase in lower limb strength, better balance, and a reduced risk of falls. And remember, after 6 days, a fall can mean weeks or months of rehabilitation, or even permanent loss of mobility. But here's the secret. Don't eat raw spinach at night. That's right. While the raw version preserves some nutrients, it also contains antinutrients like oxalic acid, which interfere with calcium and iron absorption. The best way to consume spinach before bed is lightly sautéed with extra virgin olive oil, garlic, and a pinch of turmeric. This not only enhances the flavor, but also boosts its anti-inflammatory and muscle protective effects. If you want to make the meal even more complete, a great suggestion is to pair the spinach with a light source of protein, such as organic tofu, shredded chicken, or even a boiled egg. This combination increases the bioavailability of nutrients and helps your body build and repair muscle tissue more efficiently. But of course, there are contraindications. People taking anticoagulants like warfarin need to monitor their intake. of vitamin K, which is present in large amounts in spinach. It's also important to vary leafy greens to avoid oxalate buildup in the body, especially if you're prone to kidney stone formation. Now, did you ever imagine that something so simple, so green, and so accessible could offer this kind of support for your muscles overnight? That's right. Sometimes the difference between muscle loss and muscle gain lies in a handful of well-chosen leaves at the right time. And if you're already surprised by what nighttime nutrition can do for you, get ready. 5. Natural peanut butter, the creamy secret that protects your muscles while you sleep. Yes, you heard right. Peanut butter, that food many associate with childhood snacks or empty calories, can be a powerful weapon against muscle loss, especially when used strategically at night. But before you think this is just another trend or exaggeration, let me explain what really happens in your body when you eat a generous spoonful of this cream before bed. Natural peanut butter with no added sugar, palm oil, or preservatives is extremely rich in healthy fats, plant-based proteins, and essential micronutrients like magnesium, vitamin E, and niacin. This combination stabilizes blood sugar levels throughout the night, preventing the spikes and crashes in glucose that disrupt sleep and accelerate muscle breakdown. But the most powerful effect comes from its monounsaturated fats. They slow down gastric emptying, meaning the amino acids in peanut butter are released slowly, supplying your muscles with nutrients for hours. And this is exactly what the body needs to preserve lean mass during deep sleep, the time when the most important repair and regeneration processes occur. In addition, healthy fats support hormone production, especially anabolic hormones like testosterone and GH growth hormone. This is essential after 60, when natural hormone levels begin to decline and the body needs external stimuli to maintain balance. And there's more. The magnesium in peanut butter improves sleep quality, reduces muscle spasms, and helps with recovery from light workouts or more intense walks common in rehabilitation routines or active aging. Want a practical way to consume it? Take 1 tablespoon of 100% natural peanut butter and spread it over a thin slice of apple or banana. This creates a combination of protein, fiber, healthy fat, and low glycemic carbohydrates. Simple, delicious, and functional, but caution. 1 tablespoon is enough. Overdoing it can overload the liver, affect sleep, and lead to unwanted weight gain. Here, the secret is in precision, not in quantity. And an important warning, many versions on the market are highly processed, filled with chemical additives, hydrogenated oils, and hidden sugars. Those should definitely be avoided as they cause silent inflammation. Exactly what you don't want when your goal is to keep your muscles active and your body rejuvenated. People with nut allergies, of course, should look for alternatives like almond butter or sunflower seed butter, which also have similar properties as long as they're pure and natural. Now tell me, had you ever heard that a single spoonful of peanut butter could protect your muscles at night? Have you ever used this food functionally or only as a casual snack? Tell me in the comments, because understanding this could radically change the way you view nighttime nutrition. Because the last food on this list is the most unexpected of all. It looks like a dessert. It's creamy, tasty, and it might be in your pantry right now. But what no one has told you is that, when used correctly, it not only helps rebuild muscles, it also prevents their breakdown while you sleep. Now, tell me, which of these tips do you find hardest to put into practice? Let me know in the comments. We're here to help you overcome that obstacle together. And subscribe to the channel right now, because when you do, this information reaches more people who don't have easy access to books, scientific articles, or consultations with specialists. People who, like you, want to age with dignity, strength, and independence. Now, before we wrap up, there's something you need to know. A lot of people have the habit of drinking a glass of wine at night, thinking it's helping their heart. But the truth is, for some individuals, that could be silently destroying their muscle defenses, even when everything seems under control. Could you be one of those people? In the next video, I explain exactly when wine helps, when it harms, and what almost no one realizes about how it interacts with your body after 60. Go watch it now, because understanding this might be the difference between strengthening your health or unknowingly feeding the problem.